Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about Rune. So in the last video here, on the 4th of April, I showed you that we probably do here a bit of an ABC correction, after we produced here our first impulsive wave to the upside. I saw that ABC coming. That is typically what you see after a first 5-wave impulse to the upside. Now, again, it doesn't need to be finished yet, at least back then. I didn't know yet, and obviously we still don't know. There is still an opportunity or a potential for an extended wave to the upside. That is always possible. It doesn't need to make such a clear-cut 5-wave move. But what we can certainly see here is that this ABC that we had on the chart here is currently playing out with a very important support level. This is the 50-day moving average, no, sorry, the 50% fib level at around $8.10, I believe. So we're going to take a look at that here in the live chart, and here you can see actually how that moves. So from the previous video, this structure ABC, I think we can see something like that. We can certainly see here a potential, let me just select the right one here. A, B, and the C would come down and maybe even a little bit further. So if we assume this here was the wave A, let's just take a look at if this is actually all right from an retracement point of view. And yes, perfect, because if we say, all right, this down here was the wave A, we came up in a wave B perfectly, the 61.8% fib level reached. We're now coming down. Typical target area for a wave C would be the 1.618 fib extension. That would be here at $8.32. So this is where I would expect the price to go to at a minimum. From the other point of view, if we just take the Fibonacci retracements from the low to the high, we can see the minimum would be the 50% fib retracement. So because this is a wave 1, this is a wave 2. So in a wave 2, you normally come down to that 50% fib retracement, and that is actually here the $8.10 level. That is what we would need to reach at a minimum here of this whole correction up. And yeah, that would be just above the 200-day moving average. In my opinion, that would make sense. Especially as we cannot yet see a slowing down of the momentum down. Bear in mind, everything moves or nothing moves in a straight line. So the way this correction is playing out currently is, at the moment at least, going according to plan. And as I said, nothing moves down in a straight line, so you can always expect a little bit of move up and move down. As long as you're making lower lows and lower highs, this is all going according to plan. So also, as I said, we don't see the momentum slow down yet. The 4-hour chart is still pushing down here on the MACD. We see the downward momentum actually increasing. On the 8-hour chart, the downward momentum increasing. On the daily chart, the downward momentum increasing. We even had here 3 days ago, or I think just maybe when I made that video, I think probably on that day, that bearish crossover on the daily MACD. So again, here the MACD has been providing good information, and usually from also my experience here in the crypto market, the MACD is quite useful, especially on the daily. This is often where we see decisions take place for those indicators that will then translate over into the price. And let's take a look on the 2-day chart. That is also fairly meaningful. Here we haven't even seen that bearish crossover, so generally there is much more scope for further downside here as well, and that would be in line with my primary expectation. But overall, it's worked out really well for Rune. Rune has come into this target area here. I don't really like the way it came down here. Ideally, you would want the price to go a little bit lower, but to be fair, it was it touched the 88.7% fib level at 288. Really, this was the only possibility, because had it been higher, had it not come down to the 88.7% fib level, it would, in my opinion, would have been too far away from that wave A. So typically in such a correction here, you want the wave C, which this was, to end at least at the same level as the wave A, ideally lower. So yeah, I'm not entirely convinced yet, but so far it has obviously come into this target area, hit the 88.7% fib level, and then moved out of the target area very nicely. Is one of the few cryptos it has actually moved above the 200-day moving average that you can see here at around $8. So that will be a very important support, and I think this is the area where the price could again turn around. Yeah, that is how I currently see it, because I currently cannot yet see that slowing down of the momentum. Bear in mind, I can only tell you here the snapshot of what I can see currently in the chart. In 2 hours, when the momentum is shifting, should the momentum shift maybe in the next hour, I'm not going to be here to tell you, so keep an eye on that if you do short-term trading. But for anybody who's like a longer-term investor anyway, would have probably bought here in this target area, at least ideally, because this is the area where in a wave 2, and this here was a wave 2, wave C within a wave 2, this is typically where those thingies here, the prices are turning around, the crypto prices in a wave 2, typically between this 88.7% FIB level and the 78.6% FIB level. Good. Longer term price perspective for Rune would be at least the 1.618 FIB extension that is at $36. That is the absolute minimum in the next major wave up. So I'm talking about if this is actually playing out super bullish, this would be the absolute minimum target, but possibly we are going to go higher. $44, $58. These are the next major resistance levels when we get into new all-time high territory. So that's my view on Rune. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.